Welcome back to my channel. Today this video is going to be a little different. It's going to be a multi-purpose video, just because I have a lot of things I need to say, a lot of things I need to address, and a couple of announcements I want to make as well. So I think it's very fitting that I start with my apology. So last week I had put out my video, just stating that I feel like it's time that we stop being silent, we use our voices effectively and speak out against racism. And in doing so, I didn't take it upon myself to address the fact that I had been partaking in activities that were counterproductive to that very message years prior. I'm a firm believer that your apology has to be just as loud as your disrespect, if not louder. And I feel as though even though my actions took place on one platform, I need to echo my apology amongst all of my channels and everywhere possible. So about 7 to 9 years ago, I had been partaking in banter and very distasteful and disgusting commentary on dark-skinned women on Twitter, and it had resurfaced, and I just want to take the time out to formally and sincerely apologize to any and every dark-skinned girl that I've ever offended, and that is taking offense to my words today. I learned some pretty valuable lessons, and I've done some very, very serious reflecting to realize the fact that, first and foremost, the impact that your words and actions can have. And not only that, but the fact that there is no deadline or expiry date on the effect that these words and actions have. Once you put words and actions out into the universe, they can't be undone. A lot of people, myself included, tend to overlook the fact that once you put something onto the internet, it is a stain. It is not something that you can easily erase or delete. So that's just one thing that I really want people to take away while watching this video, is understanding the impact that and the weight that your words carry, and to make sure that you're being cognizant of who they may offend, who they may affect, not just now, but in the future. The topic of colorism. So for those of you who are unaware, colorism is the discrimination against any individual with a darker skin tone. The worst part about colorism is it's typically done from people within the same ethnic group. So we're discriminating against ourselves. We're creating a divide amongst ourselves. It's so counterproductive, because how are we supposed to fight the fight against racism when we're fighting a fight amongst ourselves? And it's so deep-rooted and so subconsciously done sometimes that we don't even realize the impact that it's having and the effect that it's having amongst us. I really had to take the time to understand and really self-reflect on, why is it that I was making these jokes? Why did I feel comfortable, saying the things that I said? And just like racism, it's something that we really have to put our absolute best effort into unlearning. Prior to the events that took place with my tweets resurfacing, I had thought that, I've grown, I've become a better person. I'm no longer the immature person I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. But I never took the time to really dig deep within myself and understand why I felt comfortable making those jokes, why I even thought of the things that I said to say those jokes. And I really had to take the time to, I learned this new word, unpack. To my knowledge, what I thought unpacking was, taking accountability, taking ownership of your actions, being responsible for your actions, whether it be current or previous. And I was really just oblivious to the fact that unpack is so much more than that, because in order to take accountability, in order to take full ownership of your actions, you really have to understand the why as to why you even did those things to begin with. I really have a great appreciation for those who called me out and took the time to really address me and my actions from previous, because it gave me the opportunity to really dig deep within myself and answer those questions. Huge shout out to a family meeting and the TVOC network, where we were able to just put together an event where we were on a Zoom call with about 100 people on it, all within the city, and all had their own concerns that they wanted to voice on the topic of colorism. It was amazing, because we had men and women hop on this call and express all of the feelings that they've had harbored on this very topic for years. some their entire lives. So it was a good opportunity for me to hear other people's concerns, hear other people's opinions, hear other people's thoughts. And I was taken aback and speechless at how much I really resonated with what people had to say. I have a greater understanding of not only, you know, why I felt comfortable partaking in those activities, but more importantly, the certain steps that I can take going forward to better myself and continue to grow. And you know, I just really want to sit here in front of you guys to not just apologize, not just explain what happened, but to also help use my voice yet again to echo and reach out to those, you know, just in case there's another 20-year-old Royson who thinks it's funny to make certain jokes, to let him know this isn't okay. And I really want people to take accountability and be responsible in the now as soon as possible. So I just really want to take this time to also announce now, drum roll, that I will be taking it upon myself to expand my platform and expand my channel onto discussing more important issues. I feel like, you know, in addition to speaking on financial concerns and financial literacy with Cheapskate Chronicles and having fun with attention span and discussing all the controversial topics there, it's very important that I use that same energy to discuss other topics such as colorism that people do need to hear about, that do need to be enlightened and insightful on, because those topics are just as, if not more important than how to save money for your first house. Is it cool to use a coupon on your first date? So I just really wanted to announce that. And you know, it's gonna be kind of difficult to say this part, but I had a dream, okay? I had a dream, and I don't want y'all to laugh at me. I don't want y'all to click out of this video. I want you to hear what I have to say. And I want you to understand that I'm probably not gonna go through with it, but it's a little funny. So I had a dream. I had every intention to make this video 2 days ago, but just due to the fact that I've been swamped with a whole bunch of other stuff, it had to wait till today. So I had the intention to make this video, and I had a dream. And I had a dream that I was making the video. And I called the video this acronym. Y'all could put the acronym together yourself. I called the new segment for the serious topics, covering other very important discussions. COVID. I was like, yo, my subconscious went to work that night, because how did I come up with such a fire acronym in my sleep? In my sleep. And then I woke up and I was like, yo, I might have did something. But upon review and asking for feedback from a couple of people, I think I'm gonna sway away from calling it COVID, but I did in turn want to go with calling it COVID just because I think during this quarantine, these past few months, I've learned a lot of very, very important lessons. I've gained a lot of insight, and I've gained a lot of enlightenment on very important topics. And I felt as though that is exactly what I wanted this new segment to highlight for others. But just bear with me, please, because honestly, when I say it out loud, it becomes a little bit crazier. So so I'm going to steer away from that acronym, and I'm going to come up with a new name for that segment that I want to come forward with. Ultimately, I want all of us to come here on this channel and take away something useful. When you finish watching this video, not just like the video and subscribe, because I mean, you should do that anyways, but I also want you guys to walk away with your head held high, thinking, you know what, I've learned something useful. And you know, just to wrap this video up, I just want to send another very, very sincere apology to anybody I've ever hurt with my words or actions, because in order to truly grow and to truly help do my part in making the world a better place, it starts with those that I've hurt previously at any point in time. I can't go out trying to help others when I haven't helped those that I've directly impacted and hurt. And with that being said, I don't want this video to be all that's said on colorism, because there is so much more to highlight and go over on that topic. So I also wanted to extend a very formal invitation to any dark-skinned woman who is watching this, or anybody who has an idea of any dark-skinned woman that would be perfectly fit for this topic of colorism, because I also understand that it's very, very vital to have the proper representation when covering certain topics, because nobody can understand the true impact of colorism like a dark-skinned woman can. Thank you for sitting here with me and bearing with me and sitting through this very, very sporadic video where a lot was discussed. I know it's been a lot, and I don't want anything to be glossed over or minimized. Everything was vital about this. If you've got to pull it back and watch it from the beginning, please do so. And we'll be back, and we'll be back better than ever. There is no limit to growth, and growth never stops. We're always here to learn. We're always here to become better than we were the day prior. And I'm just very grateful for any and everyone who is willing to take those steps in growing with me.